We've got a lot to talk about here. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so there are people, when they come into the squadron, that kind of quietly come in and in process, and then the commander and the first sergeant, we go out and visit people, and then we're able to meet folks that we haven't seen before, to get out to know the troops. And we've got a very large squadron, 19 buildings, almost 400 people all over the base. So sometimes it takes a while for us to really get to know somebody. Some people are shy, some people are kind of getting used to their new job, and there's people like Sergeant Cole. So when they come into a squadron, they're here, you know they're here, they let you know they're here, they have a presence about them, they have confidence about them. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because it also makes strong NCOs. Sergeant Cole is a phenomenal weather NCO. She's been the weather NCO of the year at 2 different squadrons before arriving to our squadron. It was easy to recognize when she first got to the squadron. Her professionalism and her pedigree supports that. She's deployed to support things that we don't talk about in here, and done a phenomenal job and has a great reputation, both in the joint community, in the Air Force community, and the weather community. So we'll talk a little bit more later with Sergeant Hoffman also, but we look for these type of NCOs to step up and take leadership positions. So we have the fishbowl, as we affectionately call it back there, that people are just coveting to work in. I mean, it's like they're lined up at the door taking a number saying, it's my turn next, it's my turn next. But it's a place where we pick people to come and groom them, and we look for potential, and we look for folks that we know that are going to give back to the Air Force in the future in higher roles as senior NCOs, as young officers that will soon grow in that arena too. So you'll see 2 of them today that we'll promote, and the promotions are well deserved that we handpicked on a short list of folks to come up and work up here because we see their potential as NCOs, and they're experts in their career too. We'll never take them out of their career field if they're struggling or if they're not a leader there, because we need to be able to take them out for a while and know that when they go right back, they don't skip a beat. So Staff Sergeant Cole, Cassandra's one of those. She has some weaknesses. I mean, she's clearly from north of the Red River. So for those of you from that part of the world, we don't even talk about that in Texas. I mean, there is nothing north of the Red River in Texas, so wherever that is that she's from, we clearly do not acknowledge. But you would never know it by the way you would. She talks about it all the time. It gets old after a while. Anyway, so great NCO, more than well-deserved tech sergeant. Her flight needs her, squadron needs her, and we're glad to be able to do that today, and I appreciate her asking me to do that. So, without further ado,
attention, Chief Orders. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Staff Sergeant Cassandra Cole. In view of these special qualities and her demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Staff Sergeant Cole is promoted to the grade of Technical Sergeant, United States Air Force, effective the first day of February 2013, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force.
It's video.
Video? Okay, cool. How's it going? Congratulations. I forgot to say one thing before I get rid of the floor. So it's funny to watch the evolution of an exec, okay? Because first of all, you ask them, I can talk before and after because it's my squadron. Okay, so before they come, you always ask, I usually ask execs if they want to be the exec. If the answer is yes, we usually don't hire them. Because we want someone who's not even thinking about it, who wants to, we want someone who we can teach, and someone who we know is going to rise. Then you watch them come up here, and I'll use this as the bridge between Sergeant Hoffman also. They come up here, they're kind of meek, and then they're like, I don't really know what to do, and I don't really want to tell people what to do, and I'm not sure how to act around the commander, and Senior Master Sergeant Cardin. And then they start to get a little more confidence, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, I kind of work in the head shop. I'm kind of a big deal around here, right? Well, they start to feel that way. I'm not saying they are, I'm saying they feel that way. And then before they get into their groove as like the perfect exec, and Captain Smith knows this very well, they kind of get to that limit where they kind of talk a little bit and say things that maybe not over the line but on the line, but they get that uncomfortable look like, did I just say that to the commander? And I kind of give them that look like, did you just say that to the commander? And then they correct themselves, because if they don't, then correction comes anyway. And so it's been fun to watch Sergeant Cole, not a mild-mannered person, get into her groove there. So yesterday she hit one of those points. It was awesome to watch, and so we know we're doing things right up there, and she's developing because she hit that up moment. And so so far so good. Over to you. Let's tack them on.
Last Sergeant Cole and
First Sergeant, tack it on.
come forward and tack on the straps.
It's okay, Robert.
You get that side, she's gonna need to use that arm later.
That's right.
Oh.
No.
One, two.
Technical Sergeant Cole, the floor is yours.
I'm going to follow in Sergeant Smeen's shoes and say thank you.
That